Good morning. So today I wanted to do a little video update and talk about binge eating and some of the things that have been going on with me because I've been dealing with that lately. So if you don't know what binge eating is, you don't deal with binge eating, then you may not know that much about it, may not understand it. But binge eating is kind of a compulsive thing that a lot of emotional eaters do, like me, when they're sad or angry or upset about something or they don't want to deal with something. It's a compulsive thing. A lot of people do it when no one else is around because they don't want to explain themselves. They don't want to deal with the disappointment or the judgment or people thinking, like, I thought you were on a diet or you're going to get bigger. So a lot of people hide it, myself included. They'll hide the evidence, try to throw it out before anybody sees it, that kind of thing. I've done it for a long time, and I've been better about it in the last year. Like, I think rather than having weekly binges, which is what I used to be like, I think maybe I've had 2 or 3 binges total in the last year, but yesterday was one of them. So, why? Well, to talk about that, we gotta talk about my knee. So, I've said before that, I've had an injury to my knee that I've been dealing with. I've actually been on crutches for 3 months now, just a little over 3 months, from a stupid little slip in the grocery store that shouldn't have been a big deal, but I slipped and hurt a knee that I've been re-injuring off and on for like 19 years. So um, it's hurt pretty bad. I have ligaments that aren't holding anything in place. They're not torn, but they're like stretched out way too far. I have no cartilage left under my kneecap. I have kissing lesions. And I have a genetic defect in my knee where like the groove that your kneecap typically sits in is way too shallow. So there's not a lot holding my kneecap in place, so it wants to dislocate like all the time. Um, and I had some muscle shutdown, which we've been working through. They won't clear me for surgery until my muscle strength and my range of motion is where the surgeon wants to see it. Because otherwise I may never gain that back even after surgery. So I've been working towards that really hard in physical therapy, and yesterday was my follow-up appointment with my surgeon to see if they would clear me, and I felt really good that they would because my physical therapist said that she thought that they would, that I had done about all I could do without surgery, and I had hit all the benchmarks that the surgeon had set for me. So I was really excited because the last 3 times I've gone in, he said, no, you got to do more surgery or more physical therapy. We're not going to clear you. And it starts to get frustrating because I can't clean my house for myself. I can't do my own laundry. I can't go grocery shopping. I've spent the entire summer sitting on my butt because I can't go do anything. So it's been really frustrating. Um, so I had a lot of hopes pinned on yesterday's appointment, and I went in and he wouldn't clear me. And he has like a whole new set of goals for me, which has happened twice now. So I told him I was a little upset that he was moving the goalpost, but he did. He said the risk of complication is too high, so he won't do the surgery. So anyway, medical stuff aside, that's really depressing for me because he's saying that it's probably going to be another month or 2 of physical therapy before he'll even think about scheduling a surgery for me. And then once he schedules the surgery, that's 3 to 4 weeks of waiting for the surgery date and then 12 weeks of recovery. So at this point, best case scenario, we're talking about me being laid up and on crutches for another, like, well, until mid-February. Mid-February. So I'm pretty bummed. And I thought I could kind of handle it. I came home yesterday after that appointment and I thought, it's fine. And I had this like terrible compulsion to make cookies. And I don't think I really recognized it for what it was at first. I thought, well, that's okay. I mean, my niece is in town, she's gluten-free, so I'll make like sugar-free, gluten-free keto cookies, and that's fine. I can eat those, she can eat those, I'll give her half, whatever. So I made cream cheese chocolate chip keto cookies. And the batch made 50, and I've probably eaten half of them by myself. Yep. That hurts to admit, especially on camera, knowing that somebody might see this. So that sucks. I haven't thrown out the rest yet either. I know I should. I haven't been able to do it. And about halfway through eating half of those cookies, I realized I was eating my feelings about being super upset about this appointment, and that didn't matter. And once I made it through the cookies, I wasn't even hungry anymore. I mean, clearly, I kind of made myself sick to my stomach on the cookies, but it wasn't enough. So I I ordered delivery, and not anything that could be considered keto either. And I ate it, and then I hid the trash because I'm crazy. Except I'm not really crazy. It's just that this is hard to deal with. And I know intellectually that I'm making it worse for myself by doing these things and then hiding the evidence, and it's not helpful. It's not letting me achieve my goals. It's self-destructive. But I've been reading a book. I'm going to actually review it on the blog here probably within the next day or two. I may even get around to it today. I don't know. But when I first started reading it, it's by Janine Roth. And I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but it's about emotional eating. And when I first started reading it, I almost kind of put it down because I thought it was sort of bullshit. And I didn't really think that what she had to say about it was accurate for a lot of us. It kind of seemed like she was one of those people that is maybe 20 pounds overweight and thinks she's obese, thinks she has an eating problem. And it's like, no, you're 20 pounds overweight. Come talk to me when you're 120 pounds overweight. So I kind of felt like she didn't get it, and I almost put it down. But I stuck through it, and the book got better and better. And a lot of the things that she said about emotional eating and binge eating really kind of hit home for me as far as why we do it, why it's helpful. Like, in some ways, our fat is helping us in some way. That's why we do it. It's filling some need. And yesterday, that need was just to think about anything but the fact that I was going to be on crutches until at least mid-February. Just anything besides that. So I'm still pretty bummed. I'm gonna get back up on the horse because that's what we do. I'm gonna apologize to some of you too. You've probably figured out by now that as much as I would like it to be, my videos and my blog and my site are not about necessarily me making like this crazy amount of progress and being inspirational, because holy crap, like, I'm a superhero for keto, and I'm doing great, and I never make mistakes, and look at the weight just fall off. I wish I was like that. But I do make mistakes, and I am struggling with things. And I guess it's more about that. It's more about the struggle, about what I'm trying to deal with and get through. So that maybe some of you who are struggling can, hear a voice talking about that too. Because I think with keto, because it can be an easier diet to do, because you're not giving up a lot of the stuff that you probably really liked to begin with, you hear people all the time be like, this is so easy, the weight just falls off, it's so quick, I love keto, I'll never go off of it. And I mean, I do kind of feel those things, but most of us aren't just 20 pounds overweight, Like, there's a lot of us out here that are that 120 pounds overweight, or 50 pounds overweight, or 70 pounds overweight, or whatever it is, and you didn't get that overweight. I didn't get that overweight because I just needed to eat less or eat differently. Like, there's something behind it. There's a reason. I'm not even totally sure of all my own reasons, but they're there. And I know that for me, if I want to be better, if I want to not do this for the rest of my life, then I'm going to have to figure out why I did it in the first place. Because I'll lose the weight and I'll put it right back on next time something bad happens. That's exactly what happened the first time. My dog died and I totally lost my mind. If you're not a pet lover or dog lover, you may not get that, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is that we all have our triggers that we can't deal with. And if you're an emotional eater or a binge eater, if you don't deal with those issues like I'm attempting to deal with mine, then next time your trigger happens, you're toast. You're toast. And if you're like me, you could fall off the wagon for a whole year before you get your shit back together. So, anyway, my point is, this is not going to be a straightforward journey where I talk about how much progress I make every single day or every single week. This is like therapy, sort of. I do want to talk about the progress. I intend to make it, but it's not all going to be on the scale. It's going to be up here and talking about the emotional baggage that I'm trying to shed. So, anyway, thanks for listening. I'm going to go do my physical therapy exercises because I really, really want them to clear me for this stupid surgery. In any case, I'm going to post that review of the book. I do recommend you read it and stick with it past the first couple of chapters, because you're going to want to like throw things at the author for the first couple of chapters and tell her she doesn't get it. Stick with it. Like I said, I'll post that review. I hope it helps if any of you are dealing with the same thing. And for now, just keep calm and keto on, especially through the hard times, people.